All right, you should have Tableau open, and it will look something like this. You won't see these because I've already played with them. You will see the sample data sets down here, um, and some training stuff over here. First thing we're going to do is we're going to connect to a Microsoft Excel file, and you should, in Downloads and in Friday World Stuff, which you've extracted from Moodle, have see the WHO for Tableau here. And we're going to open that, and we see it's got crude birth rates and death rates and a few other things here, and this gives us our first connection. This is going to be a little bit a review from the last time, and and then we'll move on to some new material. So the first thing we want to do is create a new worksheet, and you'll see here the standard Tableau drag and drop areas, and value is the value that we're looking at, and indicator code. So we want to plot some things by year. So we're going to try dropping year into rows and then value into columns to see if that gives us a nice weird looking scatter plot. So you see there it's actually funky. We would rather have year down here. It's not necessary, it's just common. So we're going to go to year in columns and then the value in rows, and we see this up and down and up and down and up and down. And the reason we see that is that we haven't yet filtered by a specific variable. So what we want to do is we'll drag the indicator name over into filters, and let's look at crude birth rate, and we'll apply that and OK, and we see that over time our birth rate has been in the world has been, I'm going to get rid of these here so we can see it, has been steadily declining from the 1960s, that we're about not quite half of what we were in the 60s, but much, 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 much lower. And we might want to look at that by countries, and break that up by countries. We could either drag the country name into the filter and then select an individual country here, and so we would see the drop off in that birth rate. So for example, Afghanistan was fairly constant until about 2000, and that's when Afghanistan was opened up via war, and we started doing more family planning, jobs for women, things like that tend to bring it down. But it's still pretty high. So when we notice that the values were pretty bizarre because it was a sum before when we did the whole world. So if we go ahead and we take our country name out, 9,000 is the sum, that's total for the whole world. We would want to change our measure to average. So it's gone from 37.9 to 20. We need to get it below that on a world level, per 100,000 to give us a sort of more sustainable population that we'd like to have. But we see that it's coming down rather substantially.